And hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we gonna talk about Ghost Recon Breakpoint update Operation Motherland. We're gonna talk about it because, well, we actually finished it, and I think it's time to talk about it a bit more from casual slash moderate player perspective in terms of what and how. So, Mr. Death, let's start with you. How did you felt in regards all the experience we had in Motherland?
I felt it was a bit of a rehash, but not in a necessarily bad way. Yes, it was all same mechanics, all same enemy types, or similar enemy types to ones that already existed. It's just like it's just been amalgamated into one area. They had some really nice mechanics, some good story element, which was fine. Overall, I would say the story did let it down mostly. The story was the weakest part. And it seems like the one didn't complement the other, and they were just playing with half their, half-baked. Again, that's simply as it's another half-baked product of, Ubisoft, and I don't know why it's feeling so lethargic. It just feels like it had the potential to be so much more, in a way. They could have done so many different things in either a more creative, reinvigorative, and in a way sharper way that we've not seen in a little while for Ghost Recon. But it seems rather disappointing that they just went with the "it ain't broke, don't fix it" mantra of, oh well, we'll just leave it how it is. Which is a wee bit disappointing, in a way that for such a big update and what they promised, they did hit it. They completed their promises. I'd say to a degree. It felt like they'd missed something, and it just seems like again, it's not the game it should have been. I think they're working with something that they didn't want to be working with, and are just trying to fix it as they go. That's the feeling I've had through Motherland and Breakpoint. Is not the game as it was meant to be. Full stop. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think it will allow good cooperative playthrough. It'll allow maybe new mechanics to be integrated maybe in a future upgrade if we're going to come back to it. I'd really like to see a replay function, a replay a mission function added in. Rather than just running around the bases, you could also make it that you could replay story elements from all of the campaigns, just wherever you are. If you're happen to be at a area that's had a mission, it'd be nice if you could just pick up one of the missions. Other than that, yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's slightly better than Far Cry 6 in some ways.
Okay, so I hear you. Yes, there are some things that are kind of left to be desired. However, from what I've seen so far, and since we played it through, I personally think that from the moment this game was basically conceived as Breakpoint, Motherland probably is the best thing that has happened to it. And I'm not saying about the storyline. Storyline is just your typical Ubisoft storyline. There are some holes. There are some plot holes there. Say what?
They do good storylines. Wildlands is a good story.
Yes, but when it comes to Breakpoint, I'm not touching Wildlands. Let's not touch Wildlands, please. Just no.
No, but you said typical Ubisoft. So
Well,
it's
typical Ubisoft in conjunction for Breakpoint. I mean,
fair enough.
so when it comes to the storyline in general, so I'm not even gonna pick on it. I'm okay with just leaving it a generic Russian bad guys. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about how they work, how Russians in general work when it comes to different shady things they usually Russian up their forte. But you know, it doesn't matter. What I like is the co-op experience. Since all this island we already played multiple times, you have walked around it, and you are required to get into the same base that you've been couple 100 times. Well, maybe not that much. Let's say 2 times. 2 times is fair enough, right? You try guns blazing approach, then you try silent approach. So the moment you have different enemy types, which do give a little bit variety for your approach, it gets interesting. And the only reason why I'm saying that is the new armored Camo enemy with additional armor. Everyone else can literally just fuck off straight away. Like, I don't care about the heavy. I don't care about Rocketeer. I don't care about whoever else there is. The armored guy, which basically kind of is not the breacher, but the next level. That is the main enemy type I love in this Motherland stuff, because that is the icing of the cake. It's perfect. It is literally perfect. And I love him to bits, because it takes 3 to 4 shots on body, even with a high-powered sniper rifle, to destroy him. I'm still getting frame drops. And that kind of makes you plan your approach a bit more carefully, if that makes sense. Also, I do like the Camo stuff actually works up until the point, because in comparison to Wildlands, where the Camo would basically not give you anything but a visual aesthetic, in here I did the test, and what I discovered that without a Camo on crouched position, when you are going straight line to the enemy, they will notice you, or their awareness will be raised up roughly at 32 meters, and that's playing on normal mode with some tweaks for immersive mode. If you are crouched and going away or going towards the enemy with the camouflage active, they will notice you at 22 meters, which is good 10-meter difference. And to be fair, 10 meters is quite a lot if you are playing it on stealth. And when it comes to the Camo, I'm gonna show real quick. So I did the test with the MK1 or first level for the Camo, and I must say I do believe this is all you actually need. This is the extra edge that you will ever need, because to be fair, so MK1 gives you the battery duration, which is 75 seconds. It consumes less energy when you are moving while camouflaged, kind of like Crisis. You know, the more you move, the more battery it uses. It recharges plus 200% during the day, and also you will have a unlock for charging it during the night as well. And efficiency level is number 1, which basically means it's more efficient than, well, when it was before. Visually, there's no differences, honestly. Everything that goes after first level is a little bit useless, I would say, apart from the battery, which gives the maxed out level apparently is 110 seconds, which is what, almost 2 minutes of just walking around, and you are kind of camoed, so that's kind of good thing. But everything else is just the regular breakpoint, I would say. And yeah, that's it. I mean, one new enemy type and a working Camo. This is Motherland in a nutshell, to be honest.
When you say they've introduced it as being 3 new enemy types, when you say 1, you might want to define it as 1 absolutely brand spanking new enemy type that's not been really seen or utilized before.
Yeah,
correct.
It's not reused, if that makes sense. It's a brand new enemy type with its own specific feature, which I would say is the armor. You can't shoot him in one go. I mean, technically you can with APs to the head, sure, fair enough. But from long distance, if you using APs, those guys require a different approach, and this is where it starts to get interesting, because when you look at your current bases, which surprisingly we have no actual enemy types here that we can showcase it. So probably we're gonna find it eventually.
We've got some grunts.
Well, we have some grunts, yeah, but we don't have the new enemy types, which is a bit annoying.
I see a Rocketeer. don't know if
Rocketeer is
that's
the
an-
old one. No.
Yeah, I don't know if that's not a G1 or not.
No. Rocketeers are just stupid. They're absolutely useless. So yeah, I think that is in general the all update for Motherland. So
We could go to the last base. We know there's a lot of variants there. I mean, there is also the behemoth, but at least we know there's a lot of the droids we're looking for.
yeah, I wouldn't say that really matters that much, to be honest. Because in general, those types are doing exactly the same roles they were doing previously. So this is why I don't count them as threats. Like the Camo guys, it's a joke. Literally, it is a joke. First of all, there's very big difference between the Camo guys we are fighting and the actual Camo capabilities we have. For the simple reason, even on thermal vision, the Camo guys are surprisingly
Hard to track.
hard to track, hard to see, which I do understand when it comes to thermals and stuff like that. However, it doesn't apply to us. There's no such thing we can update in the skill tree for the Camo that will give us less detection against thermals. Of course, we can talk about that the Camo is basically actively scanning and adjusting to the environment outside and adjusting the whatever technology there is, but let's be honest. You can't have an active cooling with a passive cooling for adjusting the temperature within a difference and still keeping you visible with a, to be honest, a little tiny pocket radio, because it's not even big. Like when you look at the device itself, it's not exactly an actual backpack like in Wildlands, right, where you just drag the thing around. So I'm not even go and nitpick the technology here, which obviously I can't do due to the NDA. But the fact is, it doesn't make sense that we can't track them easily. We
You
don't
just
have
say
to.
that you can't talk about the technology due to an NDA.
Yes. Wait, I couldn't say that we're not because of the NDA, because there was an NDA about the NDA?
You mentioned about an NDA, but I didn't realise the Russians had you by such a short and curlies that you couldn't even talk about the NDA being an NDA being an NDA of an NDA.
No, that was a different NDA. I was referring to a different NDA about NDA about NDA.
Oh, that NDA.
Yeah, that one.
You know what? Knew I know about the NDA about the person who's an NDA of an NDA? Gotcha.
Oh, Kremlin got you because you're dead.
Yep.
Always makes a happy face. Anyway, jokes aside, that mission during the Motherland, where you basically have to go on the island, and the only enemy type you are fighting is the invisible guys, is annoying as hell for the simple reason there is no tactical approach to them. Because the moment they notice you, and they will notice you because they're spread around the island very evenly, so whoever you kill, it will raise the alarm. Of course, you can kind of probably scout out the patrols if you care, but the only tactic is, instead of picking your fight, you're just gonna go into the room and wait until they walk in. Exactly as I did on a stream after I failed to see them during daylight, which makes sense, so maybe it's an op for night if you want to be stealthy, but you know, if you're fighting stealth Camo guys, it doesn't really matter, does it? End of the days, of course, it would help probably that you could see the silhouette more with the thermal goggles during the night, when the overall ambient temperature is lower for the rocks on the ground and objects, and then maybe they will stand out like a Christmas tree. I don't know, never tried it. But during the day, there's no tactics. You just go into the room, you raise hell, they all run through the same door, and you just kill them. I mean, that was kind of a bit
Like
underwhelming
Camo.
for this. Yeah, it was just Vaca Ghost. You just play Vaca Ghost, literally.
Pac-Man.
Exactly. So apart from this, I must kind of agree with you on the last mission that you cannot replay, and I sent you. Oh, the no-fly zone is still almost no-fly zone. I sent you that video where someone actually did the good ending, technically, which
Yeah.
I wish we could replay and get, but the problem is you have to reset the whole conquest map, redo it all again so you can get to the last mission and then make the choice. Which I find surprisingly stupid when you look at it, because like, why would you do this? Just give me the last mission. I finished. I conquered the whole map. Let me die in peace, so to say, if you know what I mean. In Wildlands, you are supposed to literally physically finish the game on 100%, and then you could actually do the last mission like as a replay and get alternative ending. That is a very fair requirement. You know, if you want the cookie, you have to put in some work. Fair enough. I'm not saying it's bad. I support it. It's very good, but when you've done everything and you still can't get the cookie, then what's the bloody point?
Put the cookie down. Now.
Pretty much. So yeah, apart from that, well, alternative ending you get, or the good one, which I saw, and we're not gonna discuss it because we kind of would need to show the whole video of it prior. Or you know what? How about we just watch the video together right now?
Yeah.
We're just gonna do
I
it.
mean, I've got it memorized, and I know what happens.
Well, good, but the others don't. Jesus, man.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Okay, so let's take a look, guys. So, since we already finished the game and last bit was on that, we're gonna basically borrow YouTube and some amazing guys who actually shared this gameplay with the whole world, so I'm not taking any ownership of the clips used. We're gonna look at the usual ending, which is basically killing the end boss and seeing what the dialogue is. And then we're gonna take a look at the good ending, where you don't kill the end boss, and what dialogue you get from Karen Bowman. So let's roll.
Nice, Ghost Lead. That's it. All good.
Maximova needed to be silenced. Kill confirmed. Should search her body for anything useful. So this is Maximova's hideout. Bowman, Ito. It's Nomad. Main objectives accomplished. Maximova's dead.
That's the best outcome for everyone. Aroa has been reclaimed, and the world will never know the CIA was ever there.
The conquest may have been a success, but by choosing to kill Maximova, the outcasts have been robbed of a chance for a public trial. Now the monsters that murdered my people will never see justice. Without criminals to indict, other countries can accuse the outcasts of the Bodark's crimes. I thought you understood the cost, Nomad. Because of you, and the choice you made, the outcast's future is uncertain.
I had my orders, Ito. The deal was to free Aroa, and I did that. The rest is up to you. I know you can handle it.
It seems I have no choice. I'm done here. Ito out.
Well, mission accomplished. It was the right thing to eliminate Maximova. You were professional to the end, and you've guaranteed that no one will find out the ghosts were ever there. You should be very proud. On the other hand, Ito is right. Who knows how long the outcast government will last, or who might succeed them? I have no doubt there'll be plenty of challenges ahead. The lack of a public trial might well curtail their ambitions, but Aroa is free. At least we can put this shitstorm to rest.
Music to my ears, Bowman. I think I've earned a vacation. Far from any tropical paradise.
I'll buy you Mai Tai.
Roger that. Nomad out.
So this is the good ending. Well, good. I mean, kind of good. You finished your mission as requirement. So let's take a look at the very good ending, or better ending, where apparently you are siding with the outcasts.
Where are they? Moving up! Show yourself! I'm going to annihilate them!
He's down.
Thanks.
Blow him up. We're good to go here. All clear.
It's over, Maximova. You're gonna have to answer to the world for your crimes.
I answer to no one. If you don't have a price, the CIA will. I'll walk free one way or another.
That's up to them. Switch to night vision. Night vision on. Putting on night vision.
There's a firepower with help.
You're here.
Putting on night vision. Activating night vision goggles. Night vision.
Ready for this fight? We can get our freedom back.
Night vision. The outcasts are expecting you.
You think?
Trial. You're insane. They will hang me if you turn me over to them. Negotiating with the CIA is a better option. I'd gladly take life in prison over whatever your outcasts have planned.
Your fate's not up to me.
You think we're
Bowman, Ito, it's Nomad. Main objectives accomplished. Maximova's been captured.
What? Your orders were to eliminate her.
The outcasts deserve to have their trial. At least now Aurora can start to heal.
We are forever in your debt, Nomad. We'll be able to prove once and for all that we fought for peace. The outcasts will be validated in the eyes of the world. I know we've had our differences in the past, but you've proven yourself a true friend, an ally, a savior.
This gets me out of the
Thank you
cave
for
quick.
your service.
Aurora has overcome too much pain and loss. I'll always come to her aid. No matter the personal cost. It's all been worth it if the Auroran people get a real shot at freedom.
We are on the right path. Looks like fortune's on our side. Ito out.
Well, Ito's happy, but you've put me in a really bad spot, Nomad. You disobeyed direct orders. Now I'll have to broker a deal with Maximova to guarantee her silence on the CIA's involvement on the island. Fuck, I might even have to guarantee her exoneration from any sentence the outcasts choose to give her. I'm prepared to let this one slide in the name of friendship. But if shit hits the fan on Aroa because of your actions, I won't be able to protect you.
I know. I can live with it. I trust the outcasts to do what's right. There won't be any problems.
I hope so, for your sake. Nonetheless, Aroa is free and that should count for something.
How you feeling?
Thanks for your cooperation.
Happy to serve. I'm just glad to see this chapter finally close.
Until next time, Nomad. Perhaps.
You ever see this coming?
So here you have it. Let's jump back to Breakpoint. So now that we've seen both endings, so mad props to the guys who actually didn't go the same way as the rest of the YouTube and including us. We can have a bit more exposition. What happens when a Spec Ops ghost operative breaks direct order? Apparently you get forgiven due to friendship. Mr. Death, what is your 2 cents? Because we had a very heated discussion in regards these 2 endings. And how do you think how good this ties in the storyline in general?
Well, we'll call it the main ending for lack of a better word, where we kill Mashkin. Can you see her name?
It's a simple Russian name, Maximova.
Maximova, thank you. I just couldn't remember for a minute. Maximova. I think I've seen her on Tinder. Maximova. Anyway, when we kill Maximova, we do complete the mission, we follow orders, and yet, I've said this before, I'll say it again, Karen Bowman just sounded mute. I know you said not to compare it to Wildlands, but I have to because it's Karen Bowman, and she was in Wildlands. When it came to El Sueño, the ending for El Sueño, which is comparable, she didn't like it. But in one of the endings, she didn't like it, but she knew she had to follow. She had to follow orders and carry it through. And she was a much more human character. You could hear annoyance, you could hear pain, you could hear sort of like utter disappointment in both our government, El Sueño, and everything else like that. It made it so much more believable that she was actually pissed off. And more relatable that, yeah, you do all this stuff, yes, you've won, you've liberated Bolivia, but at the cost of what? So it was a wee bit more ethically charged. This is kind of similar. You're freeing a nation, shall we say. In this case, it is the nation of Aroa, who has somehow been, in a way, taken over by J. Skell and Skelltech, and then by the Wolves, and then by the Russians, and what were the Russians called? Are they the Bodarks in Red Patriot?
Yes.
The Bodarks, and then now cacophony of the Russians, the Wolves, and well, just the thing I said, isn't it? It's just the Bodarks and the Wolves combined. I'm not missing anyone.
Well, technically, Sentinel is somewhere out there, but those are the regular guys we've been killing, not the Wolves, not the spec ones.
And Sentinel. Which one are the Sentinel guys?
The peasants, the ones that are very easy to kill.
Ah, okay, right. So the grunts, the warts.
Yeah, so I kind of understand this ending in terms of how Karen Bowman kind of scolds Nomad a little bit because, you know, he disobeyed direct order, he's been in the service for, you know, a long time. But at the same time, it kind of points out that CIA had an exit strategy already. Oh, so now we have to do this, now we have to do this. Now, my question is, right, so since at the beginning of the game, in the very first intro, Karen said, oh, you know, El Sueño and Bolivia took away a good decade of my life. So basically 10 years, right? And I don't want this shit show again. How exactly she went from being missing for 10 years and then being in charge of calling the shots so high up? She's able to basically already wait out the options, what she needs to do in case Maximova is actually released to Outcast, how to cover up the tracks of the CIA, because to be completely honest, when it comes to politics, US has a green pass on Aurora because the Wolves, the Sentinel, even the Bodarks have attacked US soldiers. That is basically, they're going to war. They can suppress a hostile nation. They don't need an excuse, and this is why I was asking, where exactly is this island located? That it apparently it seems to be in the neutral waters, because every nation is kind of circling around, trying to get on. At the same time, we're not seeing British, which technically is on a map. They were circling around, by the way. We don't see any Chinese. We don't see any other nation, but, well, Russians, Wolves, which are left over, the same Sentinel guys without any guidance, and us, who are returning to clean up the mess. I mean, am I missing something here? Where are the other nations? Where are the other nation agents that would hinder our plans or steal something before we do? We have to chase them down, and we can't prove, but we think they might be Chinese because they speak little tiny orange fruits. What you call them? Mandarins. There you go. So, you know, it's weird. It's almost like, you know, nothing really have changed. And also, Nomad is...
One, you remember when this was made. Two, remember when this was made. And three, remember when this was made. That's your answer as to why there's no Chinese being adversaries.
Are you telling me Ubisoft is suddenly scared of using Chinese as the bad guys?
This was made during the Trump administration, I would say yes. Given how pissed off the Chinese were with the Trump administration and the levies they put against the Chinese, yeah, I wouldn't imagine they'd be too happy about a global game company. I mean, just think of what China are doing with some of their companies. They're banning the games outright or asking for them to be changed because they don't like them.
Do you know which game actually featured Chinese as enemy?
What?
Battlefield 4.
Probably.
Yeah. So how come that we are suddenly so conscious about political issues that we can't even... How come we can have Russians but not Chinese? Riddle me that.
Because the Russians are Americans' friends. Remember, that's how the Trump administration got into power. It's the Russians. Wait, sorry. Don't kill me. Don't. I'm sorry.
Wasn't me. It was the Chinese.
That's why it says made in Russia.
Anyway, one thing I want to try out actually with you guys right here is, since the new update actually said that the Camo will be a permanent addition to the weapons wheel, and since we know that we can actually swap between the game modes, between the Conquest and the main story mode, and we still will have the, well, Camo pack, so to say, what I'm gonna do now is basically start a brand new game, you know, and just see, once we fell off the chopper, do we have optical camo with us? So let me just...
Or do we have to play Motherland a wee bit to get it?
Or we have to play Motherland to get it. Well, that's gonna be fun to do. So let me just do that. And Mr. Death, I'm sorry, but I'm leaving you for another character.
Well, are you going to invite me at least when you have your new character?
I'll call you. I promise.
Introducing the Go.
That's
Okay, we're gonna go with the immersive experience. What?
It's like a job interview. We'll call you.
Yes. Anyway, I'm gonna start with a brand new game, Elite Extreme Immersive. And where we go. So, once I join in, well, basically once the game starts, we're gonna quickly skip through all the cutscenes. Actually, I might just spare you the headache, guys, because I don't think I can skip all of this. So yeah, there's a character customization, stuff like this. So yeah, see you on Aurora when I wake up from a chopper. And here we are, looking beautiful as ever. hanging down from a tree upside down, trying to understand what is my payroll number.
God, that's the last time I have a Mai Tai.
Pretty much.
I shouldn't have gone drinking with those Russians and telling them all the state secrets about this secret island.
We definitely should not have done that, yeah. Anyway, the Ghost Recon Breakpoint new game is starting. I'm seeing bodies and myself being absolutely banged up. To be fair, I look kind of good, considering that I've just survived the chopper crash brought down by the drones, but you know, I'm made out of adamantium apparently. Anyway, let me just quickly heal up. And I see that someone is joining on me here, which looks like Mr. Death.
Wake up.
I don't see you dangling from any point.
When I fell down, tree got out my way. The ground came up to meet me.
And I do not see my camo. Not there.
So you have to play Motherland.
Or you need to get to Airborne. So how about we just go through this real quick. Get to Airborne where we receive our drone. So if we receive our drone, I do believe we're gonna receive most of our kit. We
Yeah,
can
sure.
go from there. Okay, we can investigate this building over here. I'm just gonna quickly go by. Wait, you have a drone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Wait, you joined on me with your immersive character, right? Do you have... What?
I'm not going to start a new character. Do I have Camo?
Yes.
Turn around. Turn around. Over here. That
Okay.
answer your question?
Yeah, but this is your character, so, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you have all your gear as well.
Yep. Again, that's why I'm not going to create a new character. I can avoid it. This is why I think a replay would be very nice.
So replay as what exactly?
Just replay missions as you want. You don't have to go through the whole thing state norm. You know, from scratch.
I'm still curious about Erevan, if I'm gonna get my camo if I'm there.
I guarantee you'll have to at least start the first mission of Motherland in order to get the camo. When you actually have to pick up the camo, because you know you have to pick up the camo in like the third thing. I think what they meant, what they should have said, is once you have obtained the camo in Motherland, it will be available for use in the main campaign. I think that's what they meant to say, they just didn't say it that way.
Actually, you might be right, because I literally just got a screen where I'm being offered to play Conquest, Operation Motherland, and then I can apparently continue Operation Greenstone. So at this point, it's basically go play whichever you want.
Which doesn't make much sense. If you're joining this fresh, so there's no difference in starting a new character than starting fresh. Imagine someone had just downloaded this game, and they've been presented with two options. It doesn't make much sense to be allowed play Motherland effectively kind of before finished everything else.
Which basically is a very big spoiler alert, but at the same time, the game came out in 2019. I mean, yes, I can see the point. Maybe someone just upgraded their PC.
It's a
To
free
the-
weekend, isn't it? So maybe people didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah, actually.
They just did the free weekend for the thing, so it would. If someone had bought it, got it on free to test out, they've got. Thought, oh, I've always seen this breakpoint. I never wanted to pay the full price. I don't really do the Ubisoft subscription. I'll give it a shot since it's free. See what all the hype is about this new download. Maybe it's better than what I've seen. Maybe it's not. Either way, I get to play it and decide myself. So if someone had got it brand spanking new, fresh off the press, no experience, nada, do you honestly think this would be a very good sort of idea? Just to, like, you're free to do what you please, but it will absolutely make no sense in the whole context of the story. It'll ruin everything, and
I wouldn't say it will ruin everything, since you know what you're playing it for.
well, it does ruin a wee bit the plot points within the original playthrough, I would say.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. It does feel a bit weird. Also, I have my crosshairs on, which is a bit annoying. So, well.
And so, can you, if you were doing Motherland without the kit we had when we were doing it, do you think it'd be as easy?
Yes?
Even without upgraded weapons and access to all the weapon gear and all that we had.
To be fair, as I said, the only difficult enemy was the new armored guy.
And that's my point. Imagine if you just come in, you started the tutorial and you see play Conquest. It's just a wee bit weird is all my point is.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, if you're not living under the rock, once you get breakpoints, it literally throws in your face, try out Conquest, peasant. You can't just turn around and say, no, I shall be now the tactical operator in this part, I mean, technically you can, of course, but... So yeah, I don't know, it's just... It is how it is, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Cool, but clear. Where were you again?
I was cleaning up elsewhere.
Oh, that's good to know, because I kind of thought you had my back.
I didn't know you'd moved on.
You asked me to split the bill. Of course I'm gonna move on. What do you expect?
So you just expect me to pay for you all on the first date? This is what I don't get about you. You're selfish. You only think that I'm gonna...
You're not paying for my food, you're paying for my company. I think that's very reasonable considering all the things we do.
You mean you spending half the time drinking on the floor and puking up because you're too drunk?
That's a free show, come on.
Not a show I want to watch.
Well, you don't have to, but the timer's still going. You pay for the whole show, you should watch the whole show. I don't know. It's common courtesy. Anyway, all I have to do is now hope that you will help me take down a lot of guys, or we're just gonna circle around them, grab the buggy, get to the airborne, and that's it.
So yeah, we're going to see Aragon.
We're gonna
Right,
see
go on.
Aragon.
Hold on a second.
Looks clear.
Be quickly. Yeah, interesting.
What?
No, just think my weapons have been slightly nerfed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
You're getting conquest withdrawal symptoms.
I don't know, probably am. Okay, driver, taking me to Aragon. Son of Araphon. Sealder's heir. Rightful king to Gondor.
Ah, yes, the king.
Or Aragon. The dragon rider.
I see you have sophisticated taste in your fairy tales.
Failed film franchise, but a fairly decent book that was meant to be a trilogy that ended up being a quadrilogy.
I only know one movie for Aragon, and that was a singular edition.
Terrible. Yep. But it was it's a book series. But anyway, yes.
Oh, wait, I forgot you know how to read, unlike me.
I can lend you the book if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the children's book where you learn the letters like A, B, C, D first.
Ah, I see. I'll go and nip into Toys R Us, no, Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. What's it? Early Learning Center, and get you some educational books.
Why can't you just jump into Russian rocket launchers are us and bring me something more better?
A is for atmosphere, for atmospheric launch. B is for blast radius. C is for carnage. D is for destruction. E is for explosion. F is for fucking big explosion.
Wait, I think you're... I thought you're Scottish, you sound like Russian.
A similar accent. Barely understandable, only except if the other person's drunk, and in which case they go, ah.
That is absolutely, completely fine sentence to greet someone who's absolutely drunk. Okay. I'm trying to escape everything as much as I can. I don't have my hopes up at all. I'm gonna go talk to Holt, and if he gives me the drone and I get my camo pack, that would be surprising.
You talk to Holt. Raymond Holt.
Here's another superpower.
Captain Raymond Holt.
With the comms black.
No, wait, he's a white guy. He's not Raymond Holt.
Okay, I received a lot of things.
But not Camo.
I'm not sure. Let me check first. No, no camo. So that answers that. Quite simple and straightforward, I would say. So even if you start a brand new character, you need to choose to play Motherland first, then you get Camo, which you can fully upgrade in Motherland, because there's no Camo caches in the main storyline game, which is weird because you can still transfer the kit. And then you can play through the main base experience with a Camo, which would technically only work. Wait, that means you kinda need to play the game 4 times. Wait, at least 4 times.
Why?
Let's count. Okay, so you play Breakpoint first, right? That's time number 1. Then you play Breakpoint on immersive as we did. That's time number 2. Then you play Motherland. Well, I'm gonna skip the all the strategists and red patriots. Let's skip all over that. Okay, let's just keep these 2 things. So you finish Motherland, then you want to play a brand new character in immersive mode, which is the 3rd time, and you still need to replay Motherland again to get the Camo so you can use it in your immersive mode, which is the 4th time. So despite the fact that you've played this game for 2 years straight, through all these things, 1 in regular, 1 in immersive, you are adding in 4 more tries. Or is my math completely off?
And you could probably skip the immersive if you wanted to.
But if you want to try out how different your tactical approaches and everything would work if you had a Camo pack in immersive, you don't really have a choice, do you?
I suppose you can also add the skill version on as well, because you've got the ability to have the weapons locked for the varying skills of skill tree weapons, don't you?
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're playing on immersive, you're probably gonna pick Panther class.
No, but I mean, you know how when you choose weapons, you get an option between having weapons being a static, you get 1 level, and that's you, or you get the varying levels of weapons.
Oh, I don't expect anyone to actually go with anything but a gun is a gun rather than having levels on it, to be fair. I might be completely wrong, but...
But that is technically another option you're adding into it. So you've got 8. Not 4, 8. Because it's 4 times per each variant. You've got your weapons have their own levels. If you play it that way, you've got to play it that way, then immersive. That way, then with Motherland. And then that way with Motherland, playing Breakpoint with the Motherland equipment.
Yeah, but even if we talk about you survived all this time in here, but as of now, you still need all this.
The thing, what's really weird is, I've just realised something. You can't. If you have to play Motherland in order to unlock the Camo, you can't go back and play the story mission. So once you're done the story mission, of say Motherland, Breakpoint, and then you go into Motherland, what is the actual point in having the Camo? Because you're done the main story.
The replay value.
What replay value? Because we've just started a new game and we didn't get the Camo. So if we don't have Camo and we start a new game and you can't replay missions...
But that's exactly what I just said.
So there is no replay value.
There's a replay value if you are willing to stuck through it, probably get alternative ending, and then it's gonna be just exactly what you wanted. You can get alternative ending, get your immersive character a Camo, and you just go from there.
Yeah, but what is a Camo actually going to get used for? Is my question, if you're done.
But what if you're not done? What if you just literally want to see how your immersive experience would change if you are using a Camo?
Because yes, but how are you... Okay, how are you going to start off a whole mission with Camo.
By starting
don't.
the Motherland again, the conquest.
So what you're saying is you start the game, the main game, do the tutorial mission, and then start Motherland just to get the Camo, and then go back to the main story with my line.
I know,
Yes?
magic, right? That's exactly
But
what just happened now. You are forced to play Motherland for that particular character you just started, so that particular character would get the camo. It doesn't
then-
add to your over all your characters as a addition to the wheel just because you played through Motherland once.
Wouldn't it be nice if instead, if say we're the factory we're going next to on the right, what if instead it said there are missions nearby from Breakpoint, Motherland, Red Patriot, Amber Sky? Do you want to replay? And you can choose which one you want to replay.
The whole map would be very cluttered and one base would have multiple objectives in it. Which technically I get your point, it's more about accessibility, but would you really like it?
Well, we don't have to make it as cluttered as that, but I'm just saying, as long as they made everything replayable, from at least even the map menu, or even the mission spec menu,
I'm pretty
Then
sure
you
you
can
can
go back.
replay most of these.
you can. You can't replay any of the main missions. Try it.
Yeah,
While
I
I'm
can.
flying, which ones?
I can replay Red Patriot. Easily. I'm gonna go to episode 2. Let me just...
Episode 3.
I can replay Strategist. Motherland
can
is the
see-
only one we cannot replay.
Okay. We can replay Seasons 3.
Yeah, we can replay 1 till 3. We cannot replay anything from Conquest. We need to reset the game world. So basically
Can we-
reset all the progress.
Can you play? Can we replay from the main storyline?
What do you want to replay from main storyline?
No, we can replay from the main storyline. Interesting. Okay, I thought replay was turned off. So, the replay is turned off for Motherland.
Yes.
I was correct about that.
Yeah.
So there is some value then. Fine, I will concede to that, because I was under the impression you couldn't replay full stop.
No, you always have, but my problem was you cannot replay Motherland. You have to reset the whole game world. And also, while creating a new character, to say, oh, I'm gonna try immersive mode with the camo pack, see how further down, do pistol only challenge, maybe CQC only challenges. Can you finish the game with only a knife, right? You have a fully kitted out camo pack, imagine that, right? That would
Now
be
you
fun.
do. We're
That-
gonna attempt breakpoint by using just my dick.
No, well, okay, fair enough. But the point is, you still need to replay Motherland again, which technically you could speedrun through, but due to the Ubisoft's way of throwing the missions in different locations, rule of 3 and even rule of 6 in some ones, the problem is you're going to be playing with your immersive character in Motherland as well. Unless you lower the difficulty just to cheese through it, get all the camo points. Also, to get camo points or camo caches, to get your camo points, you need to literally
Be
just...
in the Motherland campaign, you can't do it anywhere else.
Yeah, that you need to go through all the bases to gather all the caches, artificially extending your playtime just so you can kit out your camo, and then you go back to immersive mode again for the main storyline that you know how it... I mean, that's a lot of replaying, isn't it?
There can't be that many camo caches. But if you look at the amount it takes to go to Mark III, if you add up how much it takes, I've finished Mark 1, I've got 1, 2, 3 things to get in Mark 2, and 2 things to get in Mark 3. To complete Mark 2, I need 5,500, 9,500 points in total to complete Mark 2.
I need 4,000 to complete Mark II. I need 3,000 plus, which is 7,600 plus 112, which is around. Let's rough it off because my math sucks. About 9k to deck out all Mark III. Basically, to fully upgrade, I need around 9k at the point I'm currently in. Each of those upgrades before were roughly, I think it was 200, 400, and then it just progressed up. With the highest one being 4k for, which was the recharge rate. That was 4k definitely. 4k for camo efficiency 2. 3.6 for battery duration and 12 for actions consumption. So if you want to get all this, of course you can, if you on average get from an camo cache 200 to 400, you can kind of do the math how long you will be stuck on it. But is that really you want to be doing? I mean,
No, not really.
I mean, again, this is about replay, but when it comes to Motherland, this plays better in co-op. Full stop. This is not a single player campaign. This is a co-op, and I'm very happy it is a co-op one. But at the same time, do we really want to go through all this one more time just so we can have camo in immersive for the, well, this would be what, third time? I'm sorry, I'm struggling to see how I would be able to persevere through that.
Maybe, hopefully, they'll make it in the future that you can play Motherland as a replay value. So you can just hit replay rather than start again. That'll be nice. Because I don't really like the fact that you have to play the whole shebang.
Yeah, that is a little bit annoying, isn't it? I don't know, it's just... I like replay value if there is any, but grinding through the same thing over and over again, it's insanity. It's exactly as Was said. Same, and expect stuff to change. That's not how it's supposed to be, is it?
My next question is there a way of resetting the world parameters?
There are no world parameters you can reset in Motherland. You can reset the whole world. You cannot adjust anything.
When you say reset the whole world, do you mean it goes back to 0, as in all missions, or what? Because basically what my next question is can we reset Motherland only while keeping our characters the same and just not having to restart our characters?
That is a very good question. Let me try it right now. I do believe, guys, sorry this is taking longer than we kind of anticipated, but to be honest, this is for a greater cause anyway.
This is for science.
This is
for
science.
America.
Okay. Wait, but we are in Motherland, aren't we?
No, we're in mainland.
Okay, then let me just... Why are you dead? Well, okay, I'm loading into Motherland anyway, so let's see how this goes.
Sorry, people say Motherland, I go Soviet national anthem. Force of habit. Duh.
I guess. This kind of feels like it's going to be one of those 3-hour videos again, though. Right. How do we reset the whole stuff?
I'm gonna guess settings or ghost experience parameters or world parameters. Okay, can't do that. Okay, can't change that. Regular or American.
seen it
Reset
once.
parameter. Reset parameters immersive. Reset.
No. We're talking about Motherland. We're not talking about immersive modes.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Show pins. God damn it.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think so.
Oh, you could do it. Okay, let's cut it short right here for a weird cut, boys. Okay.
Pull the lever. Crunk.
The crunk pulled the lever, and I actually got another confirmation I'm blind as a bat. There's literally a button called Restart Conquest, which can only be done in solo. Mr. Death,
Goodbye.
I need you to wait outside of the door.
Bye. Again.
Don't leave me.
Emotionally, I left you years ago. You should never have slept with my sister.
Right.
Wait, what?
Really?
I don't know. Long day. Right, I will jump out from you.
Let's see. Yeah, obviously my dog is not happy about me spending another God knows how many hours in this. You know. Are you away or not yet?
No, sorry. I didn't want to leave you so soon. I just have to say.
It's quite nice from Ubisoft that they can't kick you out of the squad. Props to that. Once you start a co-op with someone, you just have to keep going with them. I must say that is kind of funny though. So let's restart this real quick and see where we end up here. Probably gonna be the same starting point with Karen telling us, "Oh my God, Bolivia was a shit show."
Hey guys, it's so nice to see you again. Been a while. How's the kids? Karen, I don't have kids. Oh yeah. How's the wife? You killed her. Oh yeah. How was Bolivia? You were there. Oh yeah. So,
Okay, good news. I have Camo by restarting Motherland.
Nostrovia.
So that basically means, and I just invited you.
Yep. What does Nostrovia mean again?
Well, it's kind of like bless you when you sneeze, or it can be when you drink vodka. That, you know, have it good.
That's kind of works then. So what is the word Russian one for good then?
Хорошо.
Huh?
Хорошо.
Хорошо. Okay. I didn't think the Russians had a word for good.
Yeah.
It's the same as Scotland. We don't have a word for good looking. It's just called, holy fuck, what the hell is that thing? Okay, so we've reset Motherland. I mean, given how long it took us to actually do the components of Motherland, what? This would probably take us...
Continue the recon without leaving the observation point. You can't reveal your presence.
a couple hours.
I mean, since we know we don't have to necessarily jump back and forth between the missions, we can just do the minimum requirements and we can access the main one. Yes, but I mean, we could technically put this on immersive, maybe for difficulty setting tab. Let me just quickly scout this out. Maybe that might be something we can reconsider playing through.
There's a couple Camos if you want to sync up on me.
There are 3 of them.
Yeah, well, use a drone for one, and then we'll shoot the other one.
Too far away.
What, for a drone?
Of course, drones have limited range.
I didn't know that.
Because I never used them. It's
Yeah, that's
382.
true.
I mean, technically we can just... I don't know, it's just... You know what? No. I'm not doing this now. I'm gonna check if I can adjust difficulty. And we can. So... Conquest mode can only be played in guided setting.
What the fuck does that mean? English, motherfuckers. Do you speak it?
Okay, so I'm in extreme difficulty. Gonna just unload on these guys a little bit. Think I killed them a little bit.
You did. You also shaking up the hornet's nest.
Yeah, that is absolutely fine. Anyway, I think this is enough for today. So we have actually reached pretty good conclusions in regards what we can or cannot do, what are the limitations, and you know, again, apparently you don't have to play through I mean, you can play through immersive mode on the main story, but it's just not as rewarding, basically.
Which sounds like a good analysis of Breakpoint. You can play through it, it's just not rewarding.
I mean, we can just turn off the HUD and just go in guns blazing and see how long we survive, but yeah, I think on this bombshell we're just gonna end it, I do believe, because, you know, we kind of reached the conclusion here.
I hear beeping.
Really.
Mm.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you all next time.